In this tutorial, I'm going to discuss about the concept of a root bridge election. Means what exactly in the switch network, how exactly switches used to find out themselves as root. See, for example, if I took a concept here and I find out that three switches are connected with each other. Basically, whenever the switches connected with each other, or you can talking about the particular switch, every switch consider ourselves as a root, and they consider ourselves as a root, and they basically think that they are the switch who can lead and who are leading. So in a particular network, every switch consider ourselves as a root. Um, in a root, you find that two values are there. One is root IDs, and one is root IDs, and another is bridge IDs. So bridge IDs are called BIDs, and these BIDs are known as the combination of priority value plus MAC address. Means a priority value which is for example, the by default priority value is 32768. It will be a priority value, and plus the MAC address will be considered as BIDs. So all the time, for example, BIDs tries to they have two values out there, but what exactly they tries to do that they send a BPDU, bridge protocol data units. They always send a BPDU out there, combinations of priority value and MAC address. So they send a BPDU so that you find out that what exactly the value will be. So for example, if this switch have a value of some priority, so the exact thinking, exact learning thing is that the value should be lesser than the other two switches. For example, if this value, for example, some values there, the combination value is less of this router, of this switch, and this switches are more than this switch, then this switch will be considered as a root because the value is less. Now BIDs consist of bridge priority, extended system, and MAC address. You can find out that the consistency of there, that extended system, for example, let me show you more about enable. Sorry, let me for example show about this. Now when you're talking about the show spanning tree, you find that their value we consider is VLAN 1. The priority value, the by default priority value will be 32768 plus VLAN's 1 value will be added in the value. So the priority value becomes 32769. So, and the extended system, for example, if it's VLAN T, then VLAN 10, then will be considered as VLAN 1 and will be plus on the priority value. Okay, now talking about the how these ports were considered. For example, if root bridges are there, for example, let me show you. Now root bridges, now you can see the priority value will be same 32769, but if these two switches, one of these two switches are the root, then the decision makers is a MAC address, a a value, a priority value, and the MAC address, the combination of that. If these two, this switch can't be considered as root, because one of the port is in block stage. It is blocked, and only one switch is in forward stage. Now, for example, if you consider this switch, for example, I don't know which switch is currently a root, but for example, if this switch is a root, then both of these link will be known as a root link. These root links were do a job of forwarder, means they forward the packets. They also accept the packet, but they forward the packets too. If this is a root switch, then the packets are sending from here, packets are sending from here. If this switch is a root, then packets are sending from this link, and packets are sending from this link. And these are the root links, means directly connected to the root. Now, designated ports means the designated ports. This link is designated. This link is designated. This link is designated. Means the values are values are sending, means values are forwarding in, and these links were helpful to sending the data. So these links are known as designated links. This link is known as a blocking link because it completely it's for the ad hoc use, and could be used for the replacement. For example, tomorrow this link gets failed, then we can use this link, or for example, by their own switches are smart, so by their own this link will be start to send a packet. So it's called a replacement link or ad hoc link, so that for tomorrow, for any reason, it would be helpful to provide as work. Now, as I said, that two of this one switch could be a root. I don't know which one, but to find out that, you either you can make those changes, or by their own they changes, or they can they find out that these two switches are root. So by their own they understand ourselves. By their own they tries to find out which is the switch. So as I said, that they send a BPDU, every switch having root IDs, bridge IDs, and they ourselves consider that they are root IDs, they have bridge IDs, and when these switches send BPDU, then these BPDU actually goes to every bridge, every switch, and with that switches understand ourselves, our state, and these BPDU, for example, the priority value MAC address will be, if it's lesser than other switches, then it will be considered also or become a root of the network. So root port, the ports are connected to the root were considered as root port. Designated ports means all the uplink ports, all the ports which are up will be considered as designated and will be a blocking stage. So now, if two switches are in same state, then the MAC address will be decision maker, means priority will be same, VLAN is same. For example, the priority value is 32768 plus 1, then 32769. Then their MAC address will be a decision maker, that whosoever the MAC address is lesser than the previous will be considered as root. So hope you learned something about how root bridge election, and We will configure about that, but how Bridge elections work with their own. This is a nice little concept. We will configure, learn about those. Thanks for watching.